Here we are.
Thank you
My
for being
pleasure.
on Chad the Home Care's podcast and letting people know about senior care and what all the things that are available out there to them, resources.
Love the opportunity, Chad. Thank you so much.
This is actually really cool to get this rolling for me, and we've known each other a long time. So probably since I started.
Yeah.
It's been 8 years now, which is pretty crazy. Hard to think that it's been 8 years, but it's been a good 8 years.
Yes, it has been.
Yeah.
And you've done very well.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Couldn't have done it without people like you in our community. That's for
Well,
sure.
you're an asset.
Well,
You're an
thanks.
asset.
So today I am got this podcast going with Georgia, and she is with Neighborly Senior Care Network. So tell me a little bit about what brought you into senior services first.
Let's see. I guess I was working for Dr. Spiegel for about 10 years, and he had quite a few seniors in his practice. So that piqued my interest. And then I went to a couple of assisted living facilities, and that really wasn't my forte, so to speak. But when COVID hit, I needed to step back and just think about really what it is I wanted to do to help. And that's when Neighborly Care Network presented to me, would you like to be our outside marketer? And I would absolutely love to be.
Yeah.
And that's what I've been doing for 2 or 3 years now, I think.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
It is awesome.
What's something that people don't realize about working with seniors?
They don't understand that the loneliness is probably the number one thing that we're dealing with right now.
I agree.
The primary care doctors talk about it all the time.
Yeah.
They're just alone, and they don't know where to go or what to do or who to be with. They're not eating. They're watching TV. They're becoming scared.
Yeah.
And it's really sad. So what we bring to the table is huge.
Yeah.
Because we've been around since 1966, but people only know us as Meals on Wheels.
Oh, yeah.
They have absolutely no idea how we dovetailed into other segments and how we can help them.
Sure. So for people that didn't know that, if you didn't hear that clearly enough, Meals on Wheels is how it started. So a lot of people know about Meals on Wheels.
Yeah.
But it's morphed into the Neighborly Senior Care Network. So it's great.
That's exactly right.
What does Neighborly do for seniors?
Well, after we bring them to people who are homebound, we then decided that we really needed to socialize them. So we created something called Senior Cafe. It's congregate dining, and we have 8 locations in the Pinellas County area.
Oh, wow.
So we will pick up a senior we define as anybody who's 60 years older, and we will take them to one of our locations for lunch and games and socialization, holiday time, birthday celebrations, and whatnot. We bring them back home about 1 o'clock.
Oh, that's great. That's awesome.
Best kept secret.
Yes, it is.
Best kept secret.
Here's a good one for you. What's the biggest need that you see right now with seniors?
Well, finding food that's nutritious is number one, but number 2 is the camaraderie of being with another, because that leads to depression, isolation, that leads to illness. It's very sad, and COVID didn't help.
Yep.
So hopefully we're moving away from that mentality and finding out how very, very important is that human element for us, that we need each other.
Yep.
We need to be near each other. We need to embrace each other.
Yep.
I was just reading.
I totally agree with that.
I was just reading an article, I think it was last week, on how therapeutic a hug is.
Oh.
And I mean a hug. I don't mean just a little cheek bump or something.
Right.
I mean a real heartfelt hug is therapeutic.
Yeah.
And you need to get one a day if you can possibly. If you live with people in your home, make sure you're a hugging monster. It's probably the healthiest thing you can do. God knows I do that with my dog.
Yeah.
I can't hug
And
her.
me, I got one when we walked up and saw each other. So
Always.
I'm good. I'm good for the day. Let's talk a little bit about the programs and the impact. What does a typical day look like for someone receiving services?
Well, let's say people who we pick up to take to Senior Cafe, they're living alone, they're 60. They probably have not availed themselves of any other programs out there just because they weren't aware of it.
Sure.
And this will get the ball rolling for them because they can have now a new group of friends to go places and do things with. There was a time when we were offering to take people on Saturdays that lived at assisted living facilities, or any kind of independent living facility. We would pick them up and take them anywhere in Pinellas County on a Saturday, wherever they would like to go.
Oh,
So we
wow.
could go all the way from Tarpon Springs to St. Pete. I'm not quite sure that we can continue that in 2026, but all we needed is about 8 people
Yeah.
to get the bus load, so to speak. So we would be able to make that happen. But a lot what people don't understand is that we can also pick you up if you're living in 55 older facility.
Mhm.
We'll pick people up and take them to the grocery store once or twice a week. All
Oh,
they
that's
have to
great.
do is determine what day they want to go and where they'd like to go. We'll pick them up, we'll bring them back, and of course, then we'll help them with their groceries in and out of the van.
Yeah.
It's a huge help.
That's huge. That actually gets me into one of the questions I put down here was
Mhm.
how transportation or meals change someone's independence.
Oh,
I mean, it's huge.
yeah, it's huge, especially, and what I would tell a lot of the doctor's offices that I go to, and I tell them about our medical opportunity to bring people in, and they can't not only drive there, or perhaps they're reticent to drive, or
Mm.
maybe they don't quite trust their husband to drive anymore.
Sure.
But parking is an issue. And when it was 95 degrees with matching humidity, you cannot expect them, they're frail already, to park and then walk into the building, because it would make them sick. And I have a lot of people telling me it's too hard. And especially when it's cold and it's windy, the same thing applies. They really need that door-to-door service, and that's what we provide for them. The only caveat is that they can't be availing another kind of program,
Sure.
because that's like a double dip.
Right.
So, and I should say our Meals on Wheels program, Senior Cafe, if you're accepting the same kind of services from another agency, we wouldn't be able to help you.
Okay. Well, that's good to know for sure. What challenges do seniors face that live in this area that outsiders don't see?
Um,
Because you get a lot of people that are getting ready to retire, they're coming down here to move, or they're looking to make the move down here. And there's probably a lot of resources and different things in different states where they live now, but then they come down here. And what do you think's one of the big things?
Well, actually, I'm very proud of Pinellas County because I have a lot of people tell me that they have absolutely no idea how many things they can avail themselves of. We have
Sure.
so many senior centers that didn't exist where they lived up north. I knew when my parents were here, there was a lot that they did once they moved to Florida. But when they lived in Pennsylvania, and because the weather wasn't really permitting you to go out and do things, they weren't socializing. They were bundling up and
Yeah.
staying inside, worried about the snow and the ice and whatnot. But down here, we have magnificent places like Hale Center.
Yep.
And Dunedin, extraordinary. It is extraordinary. Safety Harbor has as one as well, their community center. As a matter of fact, they're getting ready to have a health fair. And then there is another health fair that Palm Harbor is going to be having in February. So we really
We'll see
get
you
the
at both of
community
those.
going. Yes, we will. Yes,
Every
we
year.
will.
I know that I'm going to see you those places regardless.
I would not miss it. And the good news is this year they're not on the same date.
Yeah. Yeah.
Last year they were on the same day. That was a little challenging.
I hear you. How about like heat, hurricanes, anything that's seasonal for the population? How does that affect you guys? How did it go during like the hurricanes that we had? Did
Well-
you guys stop work there? Did seniors stop getting the help? Or how did that work out?
Well, it was challenging, to say the least. I know when we had Milton, it was devastating, especially for those low-lying areas of mobile home courts.
Mhm.
Not only were they flooded, they had no power. The trees were down. Our wonderful, wonderful volunteers were negatively impacted. A lot of them lost where they live or lost their car.
Right.
So as much as they had it in their heart to help us, they couldn't because they were one of the victims.
Yeah. Sure.
So what we did, what I learned, which is extraordinary on our parts, I'm very, very proud of us to be so concerned and loving, is that when a situation like this exists, and we understand that basically the whole world is going to shut down because a hurricane is coming. So let's say with Milton, everybody was closing down on Tuesday. So we prepared Meals on Wheels for them for 5 days.
Oh, wow.
So when we delivered on Tuesday, we made sure they had enough for Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah.
And then Monday at 11 o'clock, we would be hopefully rolling again and be delivering. And we
That's
not
incredible.
only, yeah, it is. We not only did that for the hurricane, but we also do it whenever there's a holiday. We make sure that they have their nutrition that they need to have. So, of
Right.
course, we give it to them in several different modes. Some are fresh, some are frozen.
Sure.
They can put in the refrigerator and eat as they need.
Oh, wow. That's an incredible service, especially through something that is devastating as what we went through. The fact that you guys still can pick up and
Yeah.
do all that
We
work
don't leave
is
them hanging.
incredible.
It was a beautiful thing to learn. Now, I just happened to call in and say, how are we doing? What are we doing? And they
Yeah.
said that, well, we're a little struggling. It was in the Largo area
Yeah.
because a lot of our volunteers were so hurt by it.
Mhm.
So I actually delivered meals for the first time ever.
Oh, did you?
hmm And that's how I learned a lot more about how wonderful we are
So
thinking ahead.
rewarding.
Oh my, it
Oh,
was
it's so rewarding.
here I am with my little car coming down a mobile home court street that you could hardly get down. Power was down, lights were down, trees were down. If they had cell phones, some of them do, some of them don't. They had no means of communication with anybody. And I would see them one by one coming down to the street, knowing it was 11 o'clock and somebody from Meals on Wheels was going to be coming to deliver their lunch. And they were
Incredible.
in tears. It was
Yeah,
it was the most wonderful thing I think I've ever done.
that's incredible.
It was
Yeah. And that's why I'm doing stuff
heartwarming.
like this.
Yeah.
This podcast is going to thrive because of services and people like you and services like you. This is what we need. This is really what we need to all join together and come together and take care of everybody.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So,
It's a privilege and it's a pleasure,
yeah.
and to help the ones that just can't help themselves anymore.
Let's talk about volunteering. What or how important are volunteers to Neighborly? What's that look
Well,
like?
they're our lifeblood.
Yeah.
We can't have a huge staff.
Okay.
We run on a grant.
Okay.
From the VA and from AAA. So of course we struggle because the need is getting worse and worse.
Yeah.
Our funds have not been increased since 2019. So we really rely on our volunteers. And people don't understand that to be a volunteer for Neighborly isn't just to bring Meals on Wheels to a person. They can also help out in the area in the distribution points if they want to just help package them up.
Yeah.
Or they could go to our assisted living facility, of which we have 3, the adult daycare centers, and they can play with the clients, as we refer to them as our clients, play games or just help them. Also, they could go bring people to the doctor's office if they like. And one of the things I let them know is that they only go one way. We don't
Okay.
expect anybody to wait.
Yeah.
We just ask you to go one way as close to your house as possible. And then another volunteer goes and picks them up.
Oh, that makes sense.
The only caveat is if you have a wheelchair or a walker, or if you're on oxygen, then we would prefer a volunteer not do that. And then our van can, because they are accessible. They get
Okay.
on and off our vans.
Yeah. Perfect. Where senior services are heading in the next 5 years, what do you think? Especially in Florida, locally, right here.
Yeah. Well, they have to be all inclusive. And I don't think that it should be predicated on monetary at all. I just think it should be for the common good. We need to be aware of who needs our help, where they're going, so that we know where to find them. And
Yep.
a lot of it is the churches.
Yep.
The churches are magnificent.
Yeah.
They have beautiful outreach.
I agree.
There's loving people around that just have started something on their own. Like last year, I was fortunate to be asked to speak at Grieving Sisters, which I had never heard of before. But Donna is wonderful. She established it, and it's getting widows together. So they have a commonality.
Yeah.
They're all in grief, but they can all come together and form a new friend group.
Yep.
In the same shoes that they are. It's just things like that. We just have to be aware how we can help one another.
Yeah, that's cool. And that's honestly I'm part of Rotary Club of Dunedin. And so
Yeah.
I've had you come in and
Yeah.
speak at the Rotary
You
Club as
have-
well.
Thank you.
And then also on top of that was the bed making.
Yeah.
So I know that you were a part of that as well, and my family was a part of that as well. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's really cool.
Thank
you
you.
know, and
That was a
a
wonderful.
lot of different ways to volunteer
Get
and
the
do
word out.
service work. And yeah, Rotary's big on that. That's why I love being a part of the Rotary Club as
It
well.
was great.
So,
That was a beautiful feeling in that room.
yeah,
It
that's
was
awesome.
a feeling of love in that room.
One thing you wish communities invested in more.
Making it a point of finding out who's isolated in their neighborhood.
Yes,
You know,
I agree.
just in there, it can start by who lives next door to you,
Yep.
who just lost their spouse, whose children just moved away, who needs to sell their house and downsize because now they need a little more help.
Yep.
We need to be aware one-on-one, very close to where we live,
Yeah,
first of all.
I agree. Totally. And then really the last question I wanted to get in here was where people can learn more and get involved with Neighborly.
Well, neighborly.org is our website.
Okay.
So if you go there, you'll see a list of all the services that we have to offer. But one of the things that I didn't want to miss talking about was our 3 adult daycare centers.
Perfect.
They're located in Palm Harbor, Largo, and South St. Pete. We operate at 8 in the morning. We pick up, we bring home at 3. So breakfast and lunch is provided. They're monitored medically. One of the things that's very important is that if you have VA benefits, you can utilize them to go to our adult daycare centers,
Oh, that's
which
great.
is extraordinary.
Yeah.
A lot
that's
of
great.
people don't know that. It's very, very important that you do know it.
Yes.
And if you need home health care, like you well need how much need there is, if you can't seem to afford it, we can really help you, because if you can have Neighborly come pick them up at 8 in the morning and keep them to 3, that's going to help defray a lot of that cost. So then
That's
you can
huge.
step in at 3
Yep.
and take them to the rest of the day or until the family gets home.
Yes.
So working together,
That's huge.
we can make it.
Everybody hear that? That's huge. Well, listen, this is awesome. I
Thank you,
really
Chuck.
appreciate you coming here and doing this with me. And
Thank you.
it's an honor to have you sitting with me.
Thank
I've known
you.
you the entire time I've, started Avail and been in business.
I remember
Yeah.
sitting across the circle from you when I first met you at Meese
Yeah.
when we were having our Thursday morning
Yeah.
little get together, which I still miss to this day.
Me too.
And I
It was
wish
great.
somebody out there would know how to continue to do that, because it was about 25 of us.
Yeah.
And we all came from different segments
Yep.
of how to help the elderly. And it was beautiful. And I don't think we've ever reconvened in
No.
another manner to do that. I
No,
mean,
we
it dissipated because of COVID, but
Yeah.
actually I think that maybe fell apart just a little bit before. But
Yeah.
yeah, if we can get some groups together to do that, it was beautiful to have everybody come together on a Thursday, every Thursday,
Yep.
somewhere in the county, Mid County, North County. I know at Palm Harbor, we don't really have a group.
Okay.
It would be wonderful to have.
Well, let's
If anybody
do
has it in your heart, thank you so much.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
I appreciate it.
It was awesome. Let me get my second hug of the day so I can get that feel. Thank you so much.
You're just the best human. I say it all the time.
No, I appreciate. Well, stay tuned, you guys.
Thank you. For
There's
listening.
more to come,
Mwah.
and I will see you out there. Chad, the home care guy with Avail Home Care, and we'll see you next time.